Every excuse becomes another stone, every delay a missed opportunity, until your dreams seem distant and unreachable. Because deep down, you know your purpose cannot be fulfilled by idleness. The world rewards those who rise before comfort, those who choose discipline over distraction. Look around. Every great achievement was built upon countless acts of effort, often when no one else was watching. The only difference between a life of promise and a life of disappointment is the willingness to act, to push forward when everything within urges rest. In this program, you will learn to tear down the walls built by hesitation, to replace the shackles of laziness with the wings of consistent action. Discover the power of momentum. Begin with one small step and let it lead to another and another until movement becomes second nature. Through tested strategies and timeless wisdom, you will forge a path from sluggishness to unstoppable progress. By the end, discipline will become your new habit, and you will possess the energy and drive needed to finish every task you once thought impossible. Awaken the sleeping giant. Within every person dwells a force both powerful and patient, a force as enduring as the ancient rivers that cut through mountains, as restless as the wind shaping the dunes. This force, though mighty, often lies dormant. Comfort, habit, and the easy path serve as its lullabies, soothing it into a deep slumber. Yet, history has shown time and again that greatness never springs from ease. All the men and women whose names have come to be spoken with reverence started their journeys not in comfort, but in discomfort, uncertainty, and often solitude. Picture, for a moment, young Mr. Ford. Before his inventions, before his reputation or riches, there were mornings when he rose in darkness, before the world had stirred. Weariness pressed on his eyelids. Doubts circled in his mind. But he stood up anyway. His success was not gifted by chance or luck. It was earned in those quiet hours when no one watched and no one applauded. The world, indifferent and vast, does not reward the slumbering mind or the idle hand. Instead, it offers its treasures to those who are willing to rouse themselves, shake off the comfort of inertia, and stand tall, even when their bodies protest. Every single day, life offers a simple but profound choice: to remain beneath the warm and familiar blankets of laziness, or to throw them aside and step forward into the cool, bracing air of discomfort and possibility. The giant within, that immense storehouse of strength and resolve, cannot be awakened by accident or by idle wishing. It answers only to one call, the call of action. Take that first step, however hesitant, toward the work left unfinished. Begin that task you have been putting off, however small it may seem. The road ahead may appear long, filled with obstacles and uncertainties. But consider this: every journey, no matter how epic or heroic, begins with a single stride out of comfort. Each effort, each small act of discipline is like a stone thrown into a pond. The ripples spread, growing wider, touching shores you cannot yet see. Awaken your spirit by moving before you feel ready. When doubt whispers that you cannot, let your actions be your answer. When fatigue tempts you to turn back, remember that no mountain was ever climbed from the safety of its base. Muscles grow strong through resistance. Character is forged through challenge. The sleeping giant within is waiting for you to demand more of yourself than the day before. Each morning, ask yourself, will you serve comfort or will you serve your calling? Let discomfort become your teacher, showing you the depth of your own courage. There is greatness in you, not to be found in moments of ease, but discovered in the struggle, in the rising after every fall, in the decision to begin when others sleep. Do not wait for perfect conditions, for they may never come. The right moment is the moment you choose to begin. With every effort, the giant within you stirs, grows stronger, and soon stands ready to meet every challenge. The world rewards those who are awake, alive to their own potential, willing to stride into the unknown. So rise now. Throw off the covers of complacency. Let your actions today echo into your future. Awaken the sleeping giant within and watch as your life, step by step, transforms. The journey may be long, but with each stride, your spirit rises, your resolve strengthens, and the giant in you walks free. Set your sights high. No ship dares the wide ocean without a destination, and no person achieves lasting triumph without a purpose fixed firmly ahead. Every journey, whether by sea, sky, or spirit, begins with a vision of what lies beyond the present shore. Consider Mrs. Earhart, whose name is forever carried on the winds of history. She did not chart her course across the skies because it was easy, or because the way was certain. She soared because her gaze never wavered from the horizon. The unknown did not frighten her, for her spirit was anchored to a goal bold enough to carry her through darkness, doubt, and danger. So it must be with you. Goals are the stars by which you steer when night falls and the world grows uncertain. They are the guiding lights that keep you from drifting aimlessly or turning back at the first sign of trouble. The power of a worthy goal cannot be overstated. It shapes your days and nights, lending meaning to effort and sacrifice. Without a destination, even the strongest vessel is left to wander at the mercy of winds and currents. But with purpose, even the smallest craft finds its way. Choose your goals with boldness. Let them be so grand that they stir something deep inside, a yearning not only to achieve, but to become. True goals are not content to let you remain as you are. They stretch you, challenge you, call you to grow. They demand new skills, greater courage, deeper resolve. When you set your sights high, you summon a power within that may have slept for years, awakening your ambition and firing your imagination. Do not simply wish for something better, declare it. Write down your goals as one setting a course on a map. Speak them aloud with conviction, for words carry weight and intent. Each time you give your goal voice, you breathe life into it. It becomes a promise to yourself, a marker by which to measure your progress. Let the act of setting a worthy goal infuse every effort with new purpose, transforming even the most tedious labor into a meaningful pursuit. The work you do, however humble or repetitive, becomes noble when tied to a vision greater than the task itself. There will be days when laziness or discouragement whispers, "Rest, turn back, settle for less." On those days, let your goals answer, "Rise, move forward." There is more yet to claim. The sight of your destination, distant but real, will give you the courage to press on. When the way is steep or uncertain, look up. Fix your sights high, and you will find your feet moving forward almost of their own accord. Remember, the worthiest goals are not always the easiest or quickest to reach. They may lie beyond mountains of difficulty or across valleys of doubt. Yet these are the goals that shape lives and change history. They give you reason to persist when others falter, to strive when the world sleeps. Let your ambition be vast. Dream so boldly that you surprise yourself. And when others question your resolve, let the clarity of your vision answer for you. Each day, renew your commitment by recalling the reason you began. Set your sights high, for you are meant for more than aimless wandering. You are meant to chart a course, to journey with purpose, and to reach for heights yet unseen. So write your goals, speak them, let them guide you. The higher you set your sights, the farther your feet will carry you, and the greater your journey will become. Slay the dragon of excuses. Every person who dares to journey toward achievement will, sooner or later, meet a dragon along the way. Its name is excuse. This dragon lurks at the crossroads of every decision, waiting to pounce when the road grows steep or the path ahead is unclear. It is too late, it hisses. You are too tired, too old, too young, too ordinary. These are its scales, each one a reason meant to halt your advance. Its fiery breath is the chorus of doubts that burn away your confidence and leave you stranded, motionless. Think of Mr. Edison, who faced that dragon's roar with every failed invention, every disappointment, every setback that might have broken a lesser spirit. With each defeat, the dragon tried to grow larger, its voice louder. But Mr. Edison pressed on, unmoved by the taunts and jeers. He understood a truth too often forgotten. Excuses are the chains that bind potential, the cobwebs that gather in idle minds, the silent thieves of time and hope. Every time you whisper, "I can't," you surrender another inch of ground, and the dragon steps forward, a little stronger, a little bolder. But you are not powerless. Within you is a weapon forged in determination, the will to say, "I will." This is the sword that cuts through the fog of reasons, that disperses the darkness of delay. To wield it, you must stand up even when your limbs ache, even when the comfort of avoidance beckons. The work ahead is yours alone. No friend, mentor, or guide can slay your dragon for you. The excuses that restrain you are unique to your journey, and only you possess the strength to break free from them. With each day you choose effort over avoidance, the dragon loses a little of its power. Every small act of discipline, every time you press on in the face of discomfort, is another blow struck against that ancient foe. At first, the dragon may seem invincible, its scales thick, its fire hot, but remember, dragons are not defeated in a single charge. They are worn down, weakened, day by day, by every action taken in spite of fear, every step forward when it would be easier to turn back. Excuses will come dressed in many forms. Sometimes they sound reasonable, cloaked in the language of self-care or realism. "Just wait until you are ready," they murmur. "Tomorrow will be easier." Yet tomorrow rarely brings the courage you seek. It is in the act of beginning, in the stubborn choice to show up, that the first blow is struck. As you press on, excuses lose their hold, the chains loosen, and the cobwebs fall away. Each time you say, "I will," you reclaim a piece of your own power. The fog lifts, revealing a clear path forward. The dragon of excuse shrinks before the light of action. You find that your own courage, once hidden beneath layers of doubt, grows stronger with each step you take. Effort builds momentum, and momentum becomes your shield. There will be days when the dragon returns, perhaps fiercer than before. On those days, remember that you have faced it before and emerged victorious. You hold the sword, you write the story. The more you act, the smaller the dragon becomes. And, with time, you may look around and realize that the dragon has vanished altogether, not because it was never real, but because you grew stronger than any excuse it could offer. So, rise up, stand tall, face your dragon, and slay it with the power of action. The freedom you seek lies beyond the reach of excuses, and only you can claim it. Embrace the pain of discipline. Pain is not the enemy. It is the sculptor that chisels away the unnecessary, shaping you into something finer. Far too often, pain is mistaken for punishment. But in truth, it is the silent teacher, the steady companion on the path to greatness. The athlete's muscles burn in training, not from cruelty, but from the honest labor of growth. That ache is the body's song of becoming, each repetition tearing down weakness and building strength anew. The writer's fingers cramp beneath the weight of the pen, and the artist's eyes strain as they chase beauty across canvas and page. Only through such discipline does true art emerge, the kind that endures when the applause has faded. Look to Mr. Carnegie in his earliest days, when reward was a distant star and comfort a luxury. He labored longer hours than his peers, not because he craved exhaustion, but because he understood that excellence is built on a foundation of consistent effort. His was not the path of least resistance, but the road of deliberate toil. He chose the pain of discipline over the ease of indulgence, and it was this choice that set him apart from the crowd. Discipline is the quiet force that separates fleeting wishes from lasting achievement. It is the act of choosing, day after day, between what you want now and what you want most. Rising early while the world sleeps, staying late when others have gone, and doing the work no one sees, these are the bricks with which you build a legacy. Each task completed in solitude, every sacrifice made in silence, places another stone upon the foundation of your life's work. Laziness, on the other hand, whispers seductive promises of rest and comfort. It offers fleeting relief, a gentle escape from effort, but leaves behind only regret and longing. The comfort found in avoidance is temporary, melting away at the first sign of challenge. Discipline, however, offers something greater, lasting satisfaction, a deep sense of pride that endures long after the struggle is done. There is no sweetness quite like that which follows the pain of honest work. Each day you show up, regardless of mood or circumstance. You strengthen the habit of perseverance. With every act of discipline, no matter how small, you declare to yourself and to the world that you are willing to pay the price required for greatness. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure, but proof that you are forging something worthwhile. True satisfaction is not found in the absence of pain, but in knowing that you endured and emerged stronger. Embrace the discomfort. Welcome it as evidence that you are not drifting aimlessly, but moving forward with intention. Every ache, every moment of doubt is a sign that you are stretching beyond yesterday's limits. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes routine, and what was once painful becomes a source of quiet pride. Let discipline be your companion on the journey. Rise before dawn if you must. Stay at your post long after the easy path calls you away. Refuse to settle for what is convenient when you are capable of so much more. The world rewards those who endure, who build habits of excellence, who show up day after day despite the pain. The legacy you seek is not created in moments of comfort, but in those quiet, unseen hours when you choose effort over ease. So, embrace the pain of discipline. See it for what it truly is, the proof of your progress, the architect of your future, the silent promise of the greatness that is yet to come. Harness the power of imagination. Imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the engine of progress, the secret architect behind every achievement known to humankind. It is not a childish pastime or idle daydream, but the silent force that shapes the world anew. Every bridge that spans a river, every business that transforms a city, every symphony that stirs the heart, first appeared not in stone, steel, or sound, but as a vision in someone's mind. The world you see around you was once nothing more than an idea, a fleeting thought, given shape and life by the courage to dream. Think of Mr. Wright, who gazed skyward long before flight was real. While others declared it impossible, he saw machines soaring like birds and dared to pursue that image. In his mind's eye, the impossible became a possibility. The unseen became a goal worth chasing. It is this bold use of imagination not as a retreat from reality, but as a call to create that has pushed the world forward, step by step and dream by dream. When you allow yourself to dream, you are not escaping the world, you are building a new one. You create a future that does not yet exist, a path where none has been cleared. Picture yourself as you most wish to become diligent, accomplished, fulfilled. Let that vision fill your mind, painting each detail with care, until it feels as real and tangible as anything you can touch. The more clearly you see this future self, the more likely you are to step into those shoes, to act with the confidence and resolve of the person you wish to become. Imagination alone, of course, will not complete your work. The bridge will not build itself. The music will not compose itself. The business will not run itself, no matter how vivid your dreams. But imagination is the spark, the match that lights the fire of determination, the fountain from which hope flows. It ignites the energy to begin, turning the daunting into the doable, the distant into the possible. When routine threatens to dull your spirit or the weight of daily struggle clouds your view, it is imagination that lifts you above your present circumstances, reminding you why you started and where you are headed. There will be days of doubt and moments of fatigue. The world may seem gray, the task at hand insurmountable. In those times, return to that inner picture. See again, in your mind's eye, the heights you aim to reach, the person you strive to become. This vision, cultivated and cherished, will give you the strength to press on. It will lift you when you stumble and encourage you to rise after every fall. The act of holding this vision is not weakness, it is the heart of resilience. It is proof that you are not simply passing time, but building a future shaped by your dreams. Imagination is the compass that points you toward your purpose, the lamp that lights your way when all else is shadow. It calls you to reach farther, to create and to conquer. Use it not to escape, but to inspire and to guide. Every great achievement begins as a whisper in the mind, a vision waiting for you to act. So harness the power of imagination. Allow yourself to see beyond what is, to believe in what could be. Return to your vision as often as needed. Nurture it with hope and action, and let it steer you through every trial. For you are not just completing a task or chasing a goal, you are shaping a world, your world, by the light of your own dreams. Surround yourself with purpose. You are the company you keep, and the energy that surrounds you shapes the energy within. As surely as the roots of a tree draw nourishment from the soil, your mind and spirit draw strength or weakness from your environment. In times past, those who achieved much understood this truth and acted upon it. They sought out the wise, the driven, the inspired. They knew that greatness seldom blooms in isolation. Mr. Rockefeller did not walk his road alone. He built alliances with others who shared his hunger for progress, forging bonds that elevated every member of his circle. It is no accident that success so often travels in groups. When you surround yourself with people of purpose, you inherit a share of their vision. Their words, their habits, their determination become a standard by which you measure your own. Choose your companions with care, as a gardener chooses the seeds to plant. Let them be those who urge you forward, who speak not of limits but of possibility, who themselves are engaged in meaningful work and relentless pursuit of their own worthy goals. Purpose is contagious. It spreads from person to person as surely as warmth from a fire. In the company of those who strive, you too will strive. Among those who build, you will build. When you work among others who believe in effort and vision, laziness cannot long endure. The idle spirit is out of place in a fellowship of the determined. Mediocrity retreats before the force of collective ambition. Let your environment become a garden where discipline and ambition grow tall, crowding out the weeds of apathy. Tend to this garden with intention. Remove influences that drain your energy or distract from your mission. Just as a farmer uproots what does not nourish, so must you distance yourself from voices of cynicism, gossip, or defeat. Invite into your life those whose very presence reminds you of what is possible, those who inspire you to rise above yesterday's limits. Pay close attention to the conversations that fill your day. Do they center on growth, on hope, on actions that move dreams forward? Or do they circle around complaints, regrets, and idle wishes? Seek out discussions that spark new ideas, that challenge you to grow, that call you to higher standards. Engage with people who do not simply tell you what you want to hear, but who challenge your thinking, sharpen your resolve, and hold you accountable to your own best intentions. Your environment is more than the walls that surround you. It is the sum of the people, habits, and values you invite into your daily life. Make it a place where effort is praised, and vision is shared. Celebrate the small victories of others, and let their achievements stir you to greater effort. When discouragement visits, let your companions lend you their strength and remind you of your own. In this way, you become part of a living network of purpose, a circle that grows ever stronger as each member brings their best to the table. As the garden flourishes, so too do you. With every day spent in the company of the purposeful, your own discipline deepens, your ambitions reach higher, and the weeds of apathy find no ground to take root. Surround yourself with purpose, and let your days be filled with the energy of shared dreams and determined effort. In such a company, you will find the courage to persist, the clarity to aim higher, and the strength to build a life worthy of your greatest hopes. Let your environment lift you, shape you, and inspire you to become all that you are meant to be. Learn from every defeat. Setbacks are not signs to stop, they are invitations to learn. On the journey to any worthy goal, defeat is not the exception but the rule. No one escapes failure. No man or woman who ever achieved greatness did so without first facing disappointment and loss. Consider Mr. Lincoln, whose early days were marked by defeat after defeat, lost elections, failed ventures, bitter disappointments long before he won a nation's respect and earned his place in history. It would have been easy to stop, to turn back, to let the sting of defeat bring his journey to an end. But he understood something vital. The pain of failure can bruise the ego, but it can also sharpen, resolve, and deepen understanding. The sting of defeat is felt most keenly in the quiet moments, when hope seems dashed and the path forward grows uncertain. Yet each failure teaches if you listen. There is a lesson in every loss, a message in every mistake, a gift of wisdom wrapped in difficulty. Let every defeat prompt you to adjust your aim, to refine your methods, to try again, not with bitterness, but with greater wisdom and renewed determination. It is easy to blame fate or circumstance, to make excuses and justify giving up. But true growth comes to those who see in every defeat a chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. Laziness flourishes when the fear of failure is greater than the desire for growth. It is the voice that says, "Why try again? What if you fall once more?" But nothing great was ever built on a foundation of fear or avoidance. Each time you stumble, get up quickly. Refuse to let disappointment take root in your heart. Instead, ask yourself, what lesson lies here for me? What can you take from this moment of loss that will help you rise higher the next time? Each defeat is not a verdict, but a lesson, a teacher dressed in the robes of adversity. Let each defeat be a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Picture a path paved with stones, some smooth, some rough, some almost too large to climb over. Every stone represents a setback, a moment when you could have stopped, but instead chose to keep moving. As you walk this path, each step makes you stronger, more agile, more resilient. The journey itself becomes a story not of failure, but of perseverance and growth. In this way, every loss becomes a victory for your character. Each setback is transformed into a lesson learned, a skill honed, a habit formed. You become a person who is not easily shaken, who does not shrink from difficulty or turn away at the first sign of trouble. Over time, the defeats that once seemed insurmountable become the very foundation upon which you build your future success. Remember, the greatest achievements are not measured by the absence of failure, but by the willingness to persist in the face of it. Those who rise highest are those who have fallen, learned, and risen again, each time stronger and wiser. Let your defeats refine you, not define you. So, when you meet defeat, do not despair. Welcome it as a necessary companion on your journey. Rise quickly, seek the lesson, and move forward with courage. For in learning from every defeat, You lay the stones that lead to victory not only in the eyes of others, but in the growth of your own character and the fulfillment of your deepest potential. Practice relentless self-belief. The world is full of doubters, voices near and far, some familiar and some unknown, that will question your dreams, challenge your convictions, and cast shadows of uncertainty upon your ambitions. Some will wonder aloud if your vision is possible. Others will quietly wait for you to stumble, expecting you to fall short or abandon your path when the road grows rough. There are those who will question your ability to finish what you start, to rise each day and give your best in the face of obstacles. The opinions and doubts of others may echo around you, but you must not let them become the voice within. Ignore them. Tune out the chorus of disbelief and turn inward to a wellspring of conviction that only you can know. Believe in yourself with the quiet certainty of Mr. Graham, who built an empire not upon loud declarations, but upon a foundation of faith and tireless work. His belief in his own capacity did not waver when others scoffed or when circumstances seemed grim. He pressed on, not because he had every answer, but because he trusted himself to find a way. Let this be your guide as well. Self-belief is not arrogance. It is the anchor that holds you steady in rough seas. Where arrogance shouts from the mountaintop, self-belief stands firm in the valley. It does not demand the applause of others, nor does it wilt in the face of skepticism. True self-belief is quiet, unwavering, and rooted in an honest understanding of your own strength. When storms of doubt gather, whether they arise from outside critics or from your own moments of uncertainty, recall the times you have succeeded, however small those victories may seem. Remind yourself that within you lies the strength to finish the work you have begun. Success is not always a single, dramatic leap, but the result of countless steps, each one a testament to your endurance. Let the memory of your past achievements, every challenge faced, every difficulty overcome, serve as proof that you are capable of more than the world may believe. Each small triumph, each obstacle surmounted, is a thread in the fabric of your self-confidence. The journey is not always swift. Progress is rarely a straight line, and the road to any meaningful goal is lined with setbacks and slow advances. But steady faith will see you through. Hold fast to your belief in yourself, especially when the way is long and the nights are dark. Let your confidence be the lamp that lights your path when others can see only shadows. Trust in the power of persistence, for it is not always the fastest who prevail, but those who refuse to quit. Carry yourself as one who is destined to accomplish great things. Let your posture, your words, and your actions reflect the certainty that you are meant for something more. When you walk with this assurance, your actions will rise to meet your confidence. You will find that doors open, opportunities appear, and others are drawn to your unwavering sense of purpose. The world often moves aside